There you have it, your APTA National Champions.
Best match of the year.
Brilliant shot.
Incredible stuff. And it's sitting up and he's right there.
Hello and welcome to the APTA Tour. We're live from the Glenview Club in Gulf, Illinois, bringing you the 2023 APTA Chicago Nationals, which is the 13th and last stop of the 22-23 APTA Tour, presented by Remedy Plus and sponsored by the APTA membership, the APTA national sponsors Paddle Pro and Fusion, and local sponsors Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, Wintrust, and Viking. I'm Mark Fischel, along with Anthony Casamano, bringing you the semifinals of the Baird Cup. Anthony, you want to introduce the players?
Sure. So what we have on the far side of the court, in the white hoodie, John Hughes. His partner in the red hoodie, Mark Powers. On the near side of the court, in the black Skull U paddle hoodie, is Juan Araya and his partner, Randy Lofgren, tying his shoe. This is the Baird Cup. The format is a little different than others we've seen that you will see for the rest of this 3 days. It is a 8-game pro set. They must win by 2, and we play a tiebreaker at 7-all, and it is no ad scoring.
So let's talk about it, Anthony. You obviously played the precursor to this event, the President's Cup, for years. The style is completely different, right? I mean, everybody's playing much faster. You don't see them grinding nearly as much.
Absolutely. This is fun. It's social. The great thing is it's a team effort, so you do actually get your teammates pulling for you. It's going to be fast. It's going to be loose. It's a warm-up for the Nationals.
Now, there are 2 lines being played. So if the teams split the 2 lines, then they play a 12-point tiebreaker with 2 of the players that haven't played together.
Okay.
So we'll see if that happens. And no one is better suited to playing fast and loose than Juan Araya.
This will play right up his alley. And it looks like we have some audio from our umpire.
Long Meadows, right? Huh? I was born in West Springfield, Mass.
Okay, we just found out our umpire was born in West Springfield, Mass.
Yeah.
In case anyone was wondering.
I'm in Cincinnati, actually. I came up just to watch you guys play some ball and keep in line. Ron Borgatti.
Okay, that's Ron Borgatti in the chair.
Borgatti is my are you from that area still? But anyways, let's talk later.
Okay.
Gentlemen, good luck.
The umpire has now introduced himself and ready to go. Randy Lofgren to serve.
Can I take one, John?
Randy hits the sidearm serve. He's really a proponent of the open stance. He's got a very effective sidearm serve. It's John Hughes returning. So after saying that nobody's getting grind, they're going to grind now? Is that what's going to happen? You mentioned earlier, Anthony, that a lot of these teams are using this as a warm-up for Nationals to get sharp, get a little extra play.
Just swing out a little bit. It's interesting to see that the first point is longer than you would imagine in something like this, but yes, it's going to be a warm-up.
Love 15. Love 30.
fault from
yeah.
Lofgren takes us to love 30.
Love 40.
And remember, this is no ad scoring, so this is 4 break points for Hughes Powers. Lofgren's missed most of the season with a bad back. Was supposed to play Atlanta and didn't. Came back last week and played.
15-40.
Played 1 match earlier in the day. So the back's feeling pretty good.
Now you see, now you don't.
Nathan Crick.
Game, Hughes Powers. They lead 1 game to 0.
Okay, so Hughes Powers off to a fast start.
Mark Powers to serve.
$15 love.
Hughes Powers are the 3 seed this weekend. Men's Nationals. Definitely one of the serious threats to win the tournament.
30 love.
Aggressive slice from Mark Powers. We'll see a lot of that today. These games and set move quickly, so don't blink.
All right, stayed in. 30-15.
So the President's Cup used to be played on a Friday afternoon years ago. And
You're dating yourself.
yes, I'm dating myself, but it also
30 all.
became an issue just because the top contenders in the President's Cup would want to be able to compete. Of course, the Nationals are playing 5 matches on a Friday and then playing another potential 5 matches on a Saturday.
Yup.
A little out of fashion after some participation.
The President's Cup went through a number of iterations. First, the top 16 players weren't allowed to play. They moved to
40-30.
open it up to everybody, and then they added some substitutions. But in the old days, there was 10 guys playing 5 lines, and you just played all day long. Point for 2 love for Hughes Powers. Lofgren really prefers that 2-handed shot. He's got a great 2-handed.
Game, Hughes Powers. They lead 2 games to 0. $15 love.
Best in the country in scrambling. Not able to pick that one up though. Hughes outthought himself there a little bit.
He did, and that's Juan's favorite
30
shot.
love.
He loves to stand there and follow that ball, and he's one of the best in the game. at that.
30-15.
Big forehand so far today.
I know.
30 all. $30-40. Game, Hughes Powers. They lead 3 games to 0.
First,
love Hughes Powers.
3 games move pretty quickly.
Okay, John Hughes to serve.
15 love.
Can we turn off the heaters? Can we turn off the heaters?
Yeah.
Mariah looks like something's bothering him.
Who did that? Did you just do it? I was like
Well, I think
waving.
Hughes
I don't know. Do you know where they were?
No.
I'm allergic. No, but I'm allergic.
Ryer's explaining his medical condition right now. He's allergic to propane. Most people are allergic to him.
Sorry.
Fault there from Hughes. 15 all.
15 all.
Should report there's a pretty good-sized system coming in tonight with maybe 5-6 inches of snow.
Yes, I think we should start seeing more and more weather over the next few hours, so hopefully we get this done. And we'll be ready to go tomorrow morning.
Playing a lot of balls at the Lofgren.
$30-15.
I mean, Mark Powers loves the slice overhead. Do you think he's hitting it more slice today than we'll see tomorrow? Is he a little loose with the swing?
Does seem to be going after it.
He's going after it.
Mr. Powers, national finalists last year. National champions last time. Nationals were in Chicago, 2018.
John
30
Hughes
all.
jumps the line. One of his favorite shots. He hits it so well.
So the shoulder slump there from John. There's never any doubt what's going on with John. Quiet with a swing and a miss
40-30.
and a grimace. Hopefully that was just a poor decision. But he doesn't look very good right now. Point for 4 love here. 40-30. Looked for a minute, Lofgren was going down there. But Hughes' volleying has improved so much through the years. Used to be a little bit of a liability, but now he's just rock solid. Look at him standing in there. Great action. Oh, what a lob from Powers. Boy, Ray hit 4, 5, 6 terrific drives there. Ended up getting nothing out of it.
Deuce. 40 all. Deuce.
Okay, so our first no-ad point.
Wait, is that golden point?
On a no ad point, the
Oh, that's right.
receiver chooses
Yes, thank you very much.
which side will receive the ball. Juan chooses to in this case.
What?
See Lofgren trying to set up that backhand. He'll hit the high forehand down to low, but for the most part, he really wants to drive the backhand.
You!
Oh, great action. Hughes Powers have the answer, though. There's a clever shot by Powers.
Hughes Powers leads 4 games to nothing.
Sort of changed his grip at the last second. It looked like he was going to slash, and they changed it to roller and caught Araya moving forward.
He did.
4-love, Hughes Powers. You know, you'd like to say that that's a Thursday afternoon shot.
Love 15.
He can hit that shot Sunday afternoon, too.
He can, and he likes that. He likes the cat and mouse. He'll stay close to the net because he thinks that you think he's going to back up. It actually gives him a little bit more of an advantage.
Although why anybody would think Araya is going to back up is utterly
I
beyond
can't
me.
move!
Love 30.
The average player would think he was going to back up.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say winning and losing is terribly important today, Anthony. Not being embarrassed is definitely an issue. Nobody likes being embarrassed, right?
Well, it's funny to say that because yes, no one when you the first serve, no one cares what's happening out there until you're down 4-love and you just want to save face a little bit. So I agree.
15-30.
Okay, ball for the next court, comes to the court.
I didn't even see it. I was like, what are you doing? 15-30.
I always found the President's Cup and now the Baird Cup to be unique in the way you play because it's not super important like you said, so you're not as mentally into it, but at the same time you have to be able to take the right shots, make the right choices. So it's a dynamic in your head that is not something that's going to be carried through for the rest of the weekend, and some guys do it better than others.
Do you ever have any conditioning concerns? I mean, you were one of the best in terms of fitness and prepping for nationals.
Well, honestly, towards the end of my President's Cup play, yeah, I would consider not playing President's Cup when it was on Friday, knowing that you had a full Saturday to play. But luckily, they've taken that out of the equation. But so I don't think it's as much of an issue. And it also used to be 2 sets. It was no Ed scoring 2 sets, and now they've made it a little bit shorter to an 8-game pro set. So conditioning really shouldn't be an issue. We're still 2 days away from the bulk of the paddle.
It's amazing the change in nationals. I mean, back in the day when we played 5 matches on Saturday.
It was 5 and 2 to win the nationals, and that's a lot of paddle in one day, even if you're in great shape.
But too much of nationals came down to the draw. I mean, the game wasn't quite as deep then as it is now, but you know there were a bunch of good teams that you get the wrong one in the first round, and all of a sudden you're playing. Nobody can play 5 tough matches in one day, right?
And you would hear people talk about that. You would have to blow out the teams as early on as best you could because you had to win 6-love is 6-love because every game counted. You didn't want to waste anything.
Hughes and Powers look very sharp.
Especially for them, for some reason in my head, I think they are the approach that they have in paddle. They practice a lot. They've actually worked with Jim Kaufman. Very few teams have their own kind of private coach, so they are definitely students of the sport. And I think they will take President's Cup to really loosen up. They're going to loosen up. They're going to swing a little bit, just get comfortable, and hope that carries through for the next couple of days.
Well, this team, Chris Humphreys and Philippe Koenig are their partner, their teammates. So you're talking about 2 top 4 seeds in nationals, the 3rd and the 4th seeds. So they are prohibitive favorites to win this thing today. Another great volley from Hughes.
and you mentioned it earlier, he's not flinching at all at that net. He's very Juan-esque up there. He's
30,
stepping into
15,
all those
30,
volleys.
15.
Just that fraction of a second.
See Powers just firing that serve in. They talk a little bit about the righty-lefty combination because Mark Powers is somewhat unconventional volleyer. He volleys so much on the forehand side, but you have to do that when you're playing with a lefty, don't you?
He does, right? You do end up with a little bit
40,
of
15.
a gap in the middle of the court when it's lefty-righty, so sometimes that tends to happen a little bit more than with two righties.
Again, Hughes with the edge. Oh, misses that one.
40, 30.
Another point for 6-love.
But I think if you ask most righties that play with lefties, once they get used to it, they never want to trade back out to another righty.
Well, such a huge advantage on the overheads, right? You're able to direct the ball where you want to direct it. You can play either side of the court. Two righties are, I wouldn't say completely restricted to playing the backhand side, but certainly the preferable side. See the snow starting to fall here in Gulf, Illinois. Oh, that's some great overhead. Powers.
What did he do with that overhead? He took a full swing and then spun it.
Yeah, while he was jumping.
That was a weird shot, but he controlled it very well. He hit it deep in the court.
You can see how many overheads he's hitting. Such a different variety. Often catches him on that one.
John, beautiful lob.
Game Hughes Powers. They lead 6 games to 0.
You don't see Ryan miss that volley very often. Okay, a rider serve. Very rarely you say this, down 6-love.
Down 6-love. We're 15 minutes into this match.
I don't think a riot. They've had one game point and then one no-ad point. Other than that, I don't think they've had another one.
15 love.
Only Hughes up 6-love could be complaining about that miss, right?
Well,
He says, I used to have that shot.
because he knew he wouldn't have normally taken
30 love.
that shot, but you're up 6-love. He can make it.
Contrast between Hughes Powers is so stark, right? With Hughes was emotions on his sleeve, you know, everything that's going on at every moment. With Mark Powers, there's no emotion.
Exact
You have
opposite.
no idea what's going on at all. A little backhand flick right there.
$40 love.
John's having fun out there. That's his favorite shot. Jumped it maybe it wasn't quite there, but again, 6-love.
And there it is. No one beats Uriah Lofgren 8-love.
That was Juan's
Hughes
point.
Powers
Yeah.
lead 6 games to 1.
He used the drop shot to bait the drive where he could stick the volley, and then finished it off with his own.
So John Hughes to serve.
Love 15.
Tried to hit stop.
Love 30.
Little comeback here from Araya Lofgren.
Love 40. $15.40.
Looked like Lofgren was trying to get out of the way of that ball, but the ball was traveling awfully slowly to hit somebody.
$30.40.
Boy, Araya Lofgren are blitzing on everything, and that takes us to the no-ad point. Okay, they go into Lofgren, but I think it makes sense with the left-handed serve of Hughes. Well, maybe it doesn't make sense.
Game Hughes powers.
Didn't pan out that
They
time.
lead 7 games to 1.
Hughes is really hitting that
15.
forehand today.
Just as a reminder, this is an 8-game pro set.
Love 30.
And we're almost done.
Hughes and Powers win this at Love 30. They move on to the finals.
Well, assuming their teammates win.
Their teammates move to their team moves to the finals.
If they win the other match. Which seems likely, given that their teammates are the 4th seed. Oh, Hughes almost reached that ball.
15-30.
So explain that to the audience. What happens there? If
So
all he has to do is what?
So Hughes can't touch the net.
Can't touch the net.
And he can't come inside the white lines. Either one loses the point, but he can reach over the net and hit the ball.
And all he has to do is just touch that ball.
So there's a story in Philadelphia where somebody jumped the net, apparently to play that shot.
So good.
And apparently he jumped the net and hit the
15-40.
opponent with the ball, so he won the point. Because if he lands, he loses the point.
As soon as he lands, he would lose the point.
This is triple match point. And there it is. Game, set, match. Hughes Powers, 8-1.
Win the match. 8 games to 1.
Well, that was really exciting, Anthony.
Quick and dirty, and just what you would expect from a Baird Cup match. People just feeling themselves out, getting into the match, moving their legs. I'm sure Juan would have liked to have done a little bit more in that match in hindsight, but I don't think he's going to lose any sleep over it.
Couldn't have done much less. Okay, we'll be back here at 4:30 for the final of the Baird Cup right here in the APTA YouTube channel presented by ENET Live.
Restaurant, if you know where EB's is at.
Where is that?